All right, guys, quick one today. The project time. As you know, we are moving locations of the Hunt Experience podcast. We're also remodeling, and I am building a pallet table. I wish I would have shot a video of how I'm doing this. It's a lot of work, by the way. Nothing really fits right, so you're having to make a lot of cuts and a lot of ripping on the table saw to get it to look somewhat decent. But right now, I'm just gluing all these joints up. I'm just pulling them up one at a time, applying the glue. I'll come back and finish nail it all down, and then we're gonna roll with some epoxy. That's kind of what we're looking at right there. I think it'll be pretty cool if the epoxy fills up some of the different heights in the pallets. It's tough. I don't have a planer, and plus I didn't want to plane the color out of it. So we're gonna see what happens. Probably next episode we should have this thing up and running. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. All right, UPS just dropped off the epoxy for the new Hunt Experience podcast table. Let's get the masking. All right, got all my epoxy laid out here. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. I've mixed a lot of paint, a lot of clear coat in my time, being an ex-painter. But I've never done this before, so we're gonna see how this goes. Got a measuring cup here, gallon can here, my stirring stick here. I'm gonna probably mix up an entire gallon because I'm planning on doing this in 3 applications to try to get this table floated out where it looks really nice. So we're gonna get this mixed up, put coat number 1 on, and then we'll have to come back tomorrow and sand this down and get ready for coat number 2. Let's go. All right, I've got this all blown off, got it all masked up. Got a 1/2 of a gallon first mix. Gonna pour this on, see how far it goes. Hopefully it turns out well. Made this table out of pallets, so I got nail holes and rust marks and different colors. I think this thing's really gonna set it off. Never done it before, but we're gonna give it a shot. Let's go. All right, coat number 1, done. Got it all applied. I've got a lot of variation in my thicknesses. I got a bunch of nail holes I got to fill in because I use pallet wood on this stuff. So got all the bubbles torched out of it. I think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna come back tomorrow, sand this down. We'll be ready for coat number 2. All right, got her all sanded down, blew it off real good, Came back with a damp cloth, lint-free rag, and then come back with another dry one to make sure we get all the sanding residue, and then re-blew it off again. So we are ready for coat number 2. Let's mix some epoxy. All right, guys, got the second coat laid down. I will say this, last night was a lighter coat. This one I went a little heavier on. And popping the bubbles last night with the torch was really, really easy. This one had to kind of sit here and babysit it because they just kept coming up and kept coming up. So I had to keep torching for probably a good half an hour. So if you're gonna do that second or heavier pour, keep that in mind. But I'm gonna come back tomorrow, maybe 48 hours, as thick as this is, before I can sand it again and do my final coat on it. So looking pretty good so far. Okay, back at it again. Second coat is all cured out, looking pretty good. We're about to get to sanding and apply the last and final coat and get this thing in a new podcast studio. Let's get to work. Getting ready for the last pour, second to last pour, I guess. Tomorrow I think I'm gonna come back and do the edges. So what I decided to do is make a tape dam around this thing so it doesn't drip all over the place and down the floor. And I can really concentrate on getting this top built up. Still got some low spots, high spots. I think the third pour will get it. With this little dam, I think I can really lay it on thick, and then hopefully come back tomorrow, sand the edge of the tape left, and then I'll just roll one more coat of epoxy around the edges. The edges are gonna look a little rough anyway, because obviously you can't pour them so thick. So we're gonna mix up this final coat and get to work. Okay, the day has come. The pallet table is complete. Just got done putting a little detail on it and installing this little beam right here, an old cedar beam. I put a coat of epoxy on it and bolted that through the bottom. So we are getting ready to deliver this thing to our new podcast area. Cody's getting it ready right now. We're gonna get this thing on a trailer, take it over. We got a flush mount 4 mics on this thing and get it all set up, which means I got to drill through the top of the table. It scares me a little bit, but we're going for it. And then we're going to shoot a podcast later on out of the totally new setup. So we got some new tables, new walls, new lights, new room, new camera. So we're going to do a test run on it today, load this thing up on trailer and get it over there. Thanks for watching.